All right, October 16th, 2020, writing. The following slide will contain a writing prompt. After reading the prompt, you must solve it and respond with a written mathematical explanation of how you solved the problem. All right, let's take a look here at our prompt. So it says solve for the difference between 75 and 12 and 345 thousandths. Then explain it in words how you solved the problem using at least 2 vocabulary words. So we're going to solve it first. Then over here, we're going to write our mathematical reasoning. So we're going to type the mathematical reasoning in the boxes below. I have some starter words for us to start off. So first, next, then, after, and finally. So no, we are not just writing one word or one sentence. We are actually going to write how we solved it. All right, so first, we need to solve it on this side, as my little Bitmoji says, solve it. So solve for the difference. What does that word difference mean? Oh yeah, that means subtraction. Woohoo! So we are going to have subtraction. And the difference between 75 and 12 and 345 thousandths. So 75 or 12 and 345 thousandths, which is the bigger number? Well, the 75 is the bigger number, so the bigger number, remember, goes on top. Now, if I'm adding or subtracting decimals, so here's a decimal, 12 and 345 thousandths. What do I need to do with those decimals? Line them up. Line them up. So, how do we turn 75, this whole number, into decimal? Well, let's figure it out here momentarily. But what we do need to do, 12 is our whole number of 12 and 345 thousandths. So we are going to have this 12. So that's our whole number. The 2 is in our ones place. Same with the 5. And 345 thousandths. 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Awesome. Okay, I'm actually going to move this over just a tiny bit. Perfect. Okay, so now, how can we turn this 75 into a decimal? If I have $75, do I have any change? No. So just like how we can write money sometimes. We would have our decimal right after that whole number, and then we can put our placeholders of 0. In this case, we're going to have 3 placeholders of 0. That wants to line up properly. There we go. All right, now we are going to solve this. So I'm going to actually make this a little bit longer for us. There we go. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. All righty, perfect. Now, let's do this. Let's solve it. So we're going to find the difference. So we're subtracting. So let's start over in our thousandths place. Can we do 0 minus 5? No, we can't. So we need to borrow. Oh, we can't borrow here. Can we borrow from this? Oh, we can't borrow there. So we need to borrow all the way from this 5. So this 5, we're going to cross it out and make that, maybe if we want to put it over the number. There we go. We're going to cross that 5 out and make it a 4. So that 5 becomes a 4. Now that is able to make this 0 a 10. So I'm going to drag one of these 10s. Now we have enough to borrow to get a number in where this 0 is. So this 10 is going to become a 9 to now be able to make this 0 a 10. Perfect. Now, this 10, we have enough to borrow to make this 0 a 10. So that 10 is going to become a 9 to make this 0 a 10. Bada bing, bada boom. Whoa, we used all of our little, our crossing off things. Okay, so now, thank goodness we can subtract. 10 minus 5, we know that's 5. So I'm going to put that 5 down here. 9 minus 4, I know that's 5. 9 minus 3, I know that's going to be 6. There we go. What do I do with that decimal? Drop it low, or drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Alrighty, now 4 minus 2 is going to be 2. 7 minus 1 is going to be 6. So our answer is going to be 62 and 655 thousandths. Now we need to type our mathematical reasoning. So first, what did we do? Well, so I'm going to double click in this box. I'm going to say, well, first we line up the digits and decimal points vertically, meaning up and down, with the larger number on top. So first, we lined up these digits and the decimal points vertically with the larger number on top. Perfect. All right, next. What did we do next? We turned that 75. So we turned the 75 into a decimal with placing a decimal after the ones place and put in place holder zeros. Put in placeholder zeros. Alrighty. So first we line up the digits and the decimal points vertically with the larger number on top. Next, we turned the 75 into a decimal with placing the decimal after the ones place and put in the placeholder of zeros. Then, what did we do next? Well, we had to make sure that the place values lined up. So then we made sure the place values lined up. The ones digit, so for example, that ones digit of 2 in 12 and 345 thousandths. So the ones digit of 2 in 12 and 345 thousandths is under the 5 in 75. So those are both in the ones place, that 2 and that 5. That 2 is in the ones place under that 5, which is in the ones place. So we know we're lined up. After we did that, well, we started to solve it, right? Because we were able to solve it. So after we solved the problem, starting in the thousandths, make sure you have that TH because it was in the decimals, starting in the thousandths place, subtracting the digits from, from right to left, regrouping as needed. We also dropped the decimal point down in our answer. Finally, we found the difference of 75 and 12 and 345 thousandths to equal 62 and 655 thousandths. Woohoo! We did it! So, also, in order to get your full credit, you must have your work shown either on a piece of paper and take a screenshot and place it in, or place it on the screen, or you can have it on here, and you can, and you have to, in order to get credit, you have to have all of these boxes filled in. So it's okay if it's slightly different, if maybe you used maybe a different something else, or if you added a little bit more, that's absolutely fine. But as long as you have this general outline of it, then you are good to go. All right, awesome.